Welcome back to Wave of Dalker. Just watched The Penguin episode 2 on HBO Max. And it was fantastic, just like episode 1. My TV's still too loud, I'm gonna mute it. Penguin episode 2, The Inside Man. Fantastic. Episode 1, I thought was incredible. I was anticipating that it was gonna come out again on Thursday like it did last week, but I had to wait till Sunday. And that was tough, because this show's awesome. I love the Batman universe, I love Matt Reeves, I love his vision for this iteration of the Batman, so I was anxiously awaiting this new episode, and it delivered. It delivered in a great way. I thought Kristen Milioti was fantastic again. That opening scene of her dreaming, or I guess having a nightmare, or having like an out-of-body experience, whatever, while in therapy, of her in Arkham, watching Alberto get shot while it was during a visitation hours. I thought that was incredible, really set the tone for the rest of the episode. That was fantastic. Colin Farrell again, awesome. You know, this Penguin, I feel like he's probably the most intelligent iteration that we've got of him. Like his whole thing is that he's been looked over and underestimated and disrespected his whole life, and now he wants to step into the limelight and become the head honcho in Gotham. He's gonna do whatever he can to do that. And this Penguin is just very quick on his feet. Like, when Victor messed up, planting the jewels in the bald guy. I forget his name. His name's like something. I forget. He was sleeping with the other guy's wife. When Victor messed that drop up, he was like, all right, well, now I gotta figure it out. So he killed the Maroni guy and then planted the knife on Sophia's bodyguard. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like, I was nervous. I was like, oh shit, he killed him. What's he gonna do now? Because he has the knife on him, and then they're gonna do obviously a body search. It just shows that this guy's always thinking ahead. I thought that was fantastic. Like I said, Kristen Milioti was fantastic again. Her facial expressions are insane. She's such an intense actor. It's just very impressive, like what she's able to do. She's able to just set a tone without a lot of big verbal outbursts. It's just a lot of intense, like her eyes are always just like this, and she's just she just like lasers right into you. I thought that was awesome. Just a very intense actress. She's so good. I'm loving what we're getting from her. That interaction with her cousin, what was it, Carla, and her daughter Gia, I thought that was very tense. Like they seem to be having a very heart-to-heart moment, and then she's like, oh wait, obviously you're the hangman, and then her daughter comes around and she like grips her shoulder tightly, and Sophia has like a very intense dialogue between the three of them, being like, oh, your brooch is loose, oh, I'll fix it, just like that. She didn't say it as cheerfully as I just did, but that was great. She's recuperated, she's out of Arkham, she's trying to take over the Falcone crime syndicate, but she's still looked at as the woman who is a serial killer who killed 7 women. And yeah, I love seeing that bar scene with the crooked detective, where the bartender was talking about the Riddler. Like, I love just, obviously it's taking place in the same universe, but I just love direct references to what happened in my favorite movie ever. I really enjoyed that. All the picket signs I thought were neat. 7 is too many. Like, that's a very silly sign. Like, 7 murders is a lot, but it's just a very silly way to word it. Hang the hangman, the Riddler question mark. I like that. Like, the universe building is intense, and it really, really works. I just know that Victor's gonna die in just the most gruesome way possible. In the first episode, you thought that Penguin's gonna ice him, or Oz. Sorry, I thought that Oz. Also, it was nice that the Falcone guy called him Penguin. I was like, oh, that's right, he is the Penguin. That's what they call him, but he doesn't really like it that much. But whatever. But we thought in the first episode that Oz was gonna ice Victor after putting Alberto in the car. And obviously he became, his driver, he started working with him. And then he failed Oz, playing the gems, and like he's like, yeah, you know how that feels, being dead, you don't want to end up like that. And they had like this nice heart-to-heart moment. The moment in Penguin's apartment with all of the sex workers that he's a big fan of. He supports all of them. I think that's awesome. A great character trait of this Penguin, but him like setting up Victor with the cam girl, I thought was silly. Hearing like a lot of fetish stuff with cake, dominatrixing in the same universe as the Batman, I think it's just very funny. It's just two very different, not very different, whatever. It was just a very silly scene in this episode. But yeah, I can just tell that Victor's just gonna get smoked in the worst possible way, and it's gonna break me because he is a very charming character, and I don't want to see him die either by Oz's hand or someone in the Falcone or Maroni Crime Syndicate. But yeah, all in all, a fantastic episode. I'm really curious to see if Oz does end up finding a way to pin that whole affair thing with the Falcone head guys, whatever, like he's sleeping with the other guy's wife. I'm curious to see if that ever comes to fruition. I imagine it will, now that him and Sophia are working alongside one another, which is very interesting. I'm curious to see how that dynamic will work out, and if it will be like Sophia, kind of managing what Oz does, or more of like a hand-in-hand thing, like they're just kind of, mutually and symbiotically working with each other to take down the Falcone heads. Clancy Brown as Maroni was fantastic again. Just very intense presence. His wife was also great. Her accent makes me laugh. It's very strong, but it's very, it's a very charming accent. But she was very intense. She was great. Yeah. Overall, great episode. Let's see, favorite scene. And my favorite scene was probably just Oz planting the knife on the guy. Even though the guy, seemed like a nice dude, even though, he's a bad guy, he seemed like a nice guy. Kind of that thing, whatever. That was very tense, that entire scene. Like, as soon as I found out that they were doing a sweep of the weapons, I was like, oh shit. Like, I was leaning back, against my wall over there, and then I got forward and, was sitting on the edge of my bed watching it. As soon as I heard that they were going to sweep for weapons, I was like, oh shit. Shit's about to go down. And it did. And it was great. Yeah, I think, was that her older brother? The guy with the cigar that shot the bodyguard, I think he's going to get it soon. It's going to be a really intense get it. Like, he's going to get it. Like, he's going to get what's coming. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, Sophia and Oz working together. That's awesome. I'm curious to see if Sophia interacts with Victor at all. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. But yeah, another fantastic episode. I'm excited to listen to the podcast about it, because if you don't know, there's a corresponding podcast with all these episodes on YouTube. So check that out. But yeah, Penguin episode 2, 10 out of 10, just like the first one. I can't imagine any of these episodes are going to be bad, because I'm a sucker for Matt Reeves' Batman universe. That's all I got for the Penguin episode 2, Inside Man. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.